Hello and welcome. I'm Psychic Medium Roberto, and I hope you are doing well today. I've just drawn out the numbers for the Elijah Vu case. It is now the March the 2nd, 3:28 in the morning. Don't ask me why I woke up so early. I woke up about an hour ago. I've just seen that Madeline has been discovered. It's still at a point where we don't know the final details, well, from where I am. But they've located the body at this stage. I'm telling you that mother. All right, so Elijah, I've drawn out the numbers here, and two viewers, maybe more, but have asked me to look at the Elijah Vu case. And also gone recently, February the 20th. Now, I've drawn out the numbers. Now, you would see it. I'm still in a very raw phase, but I'm recording this as, how would I put it? I'm checking myself, right? So I don't know anything about the case. I haven't read anything other than Elijah Vu, the name, and the day he has gone missing, I believe. However, when I drew out 2 on the left, 2 on the right day, 2 days before, 2 days after, I'm getting the feeling, okay, let me just calm myself down. There's something very wrong here, of course, right? But what I'm seeing is the very wrong, apart from the obvious of him being missing. There's something very sinister happening in the background, the 18th and the 19th, and I'm talking about there's a mass of murderous intent. It's like it's a common day discussion. So February the 18th, we have the 18-9, and of course we're still in February, so all about family, emotions, connections. 22, big emotion day, big family day even. 28-10-1 ends in some disputes, arguments, fights over money. And I'm picking up the general trend. I mean, the unemployment rate in South Africa at the moment is alarming. It's the highest it's ever been. I believe it's almost near 50%, somewhere in that zone. It is just crazy. And of course, people start doing silly things when there's lack and need for money, or financial burdens are too much. And then if we go to February the 19th, 19-10-1, it's discussions about murder, money related. And unfortunately, we have that dreaded 21-3 in the day. Planning, premeditated. This was planned, premeditated. 29-11-2, again, murderous intentions, unlawful actions. Now, I kept on getting the need to go and Google Elijah Vu. I'm a little bit more settled now. But I'm not liking what I'm seeing on February the 20th, that 22-4, and again it tells me landfill. And that February 20 is a big day as well. There's a huge impact on the mother year. 33, the 3-0 outcome of the day, with an outcome 3-30, mass emotion, feminine energy. The 20 is the emotional outburst. So I would say, because I'm getting a sense things happened on February the 19th, between the 18th and the 19th, this was definitely foul play. So I'm looking at February the 22nd. We have that 22-4. That's where we'll find him. Landfall, like earth. 24-6, family related. And the 14-5, the 32-5, I must say, I was trying to avoid it, and I don't mean to make light of it, because it's actually quite a terrible thing. And of course, we all respond in different ways in terrible things. Some people smile or giggle or laugh because the trauma of that 32-5 is not pleasant, I'm afraid. Of the worst kind, I believe. This was premeditated. I should actually include, I'm going to include the 17th while I'm recording. You will get the time traveler version with the 17th already written. So I'm just going to do here quickly. I know some numerologists have apps and all this kind of thing, which I'm busy working on. 19, 10, 1. It's all about money. There's money issues here. I feel like I need to Google this guy and maybe I should. And that's why I started recording early. So I want to get a visual on him. I'm a very visual person. I'll trim it if I need to, but I just need to get a glimpse. I want to try avoid reading any information. Except I did want to confirm the date. Oh gosh. 3. Okay, so, oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm just reading here quickly. I really avoid trial reading stuff. Was last seen at around 8 a.m. on the 20th in Two Rivers. 3 years old. Gosh, maybe that's, I kept on, I don't know when the minute I put down the, yep, Quentin Simon. I'm just going to say the honor or the gift of having children, this kind of situation seems to baffle me quite a lot, because having kids, yes, I've had partners with kids, family have got kids. No family is ever perfect. Of course, we all want a happy family, and we do as we go. But the gift of having a child should far exceed any. Was there a problem with the kid? Should far exceed. Let me finish my sentence. Should far exceed any. If there's something physically or mentally wrong with the kid at birth, it's still a gift. Okay. So I am re-looking at the days leading up, keeping in mind he is effectively an infant. Or was about to become a toddler. There's emotional instability going on here. There are outbursts. So let me just not generalize, because hopefully through these videos I can impart information, because basic numerology can help you quite a bit, actually. So I'm looking at February the 18th. So we got that 22 in the day, the 20 with an outcome 2. Emotional outbursts, arguments, 28, 10, 1, arguments, family issues, money issues. Now, this is where we've got to be careful with these 8s. And it's just unbelievable, the spike in cases at the moment, particularly with the focus on family. Guys, I've always said toxic relationships. Let's say, and I'm trying to be as objective as possible, because there are circumstances, but you might think you're managing a toxic relationship and we accept certain things, or we're trying to deal with certain things, and we manage and we manage and we manage until one day what's been staring you in the face all along pops up in front of you. That's all I want to say. I can appreciate circumstances, finances, dependencies, yes. That's all part of the abuse cycle, right? And it's not just physical and emotional, it's financial, security. I did a video on the 2 women in Australia. They were in the same situation. The guy had a lot of money, or let's say had the wealth, or had the money or the means. And of course, the spousal is dependent on that income. And that's when things become compromised. So the outcome of February the 20th, and just to tie this off, I've been going on it now for the past couple of videos. I believe I was in 2 toxic relationships a while ago. 2 consecutive, actually. How's that? And I don't want anyone to be in a toxic relationship. So send me the date of birth. All right. The February the 20th year is just mass emotions here. Hey? Mass. You got the 20, you got the 30, 30. Lots of emotional issues going on here. Now, I can tell you, unfortunately, I don't even believe. Let me just see here. I don't believe he was even possibly alive on February the 20th. I could be wrong, but what I'm seeing from the numbers there, he was already done on February the 19th. They treated him as a burden. Because the way I phrased it alarmed myself. And I believe they treated it like a transaction. Like and this is what it's like, something to get rid of. 3 years old. Okay, so let's start unraveling. Let's start unraveling this case. All right, I think to start building up the profile, I'm going to grab some pics. Oh my gosh, he looks just like Quentin Simon's eyes, eh? Has something happened to the mother? Yeah, I'm getting all odds and ends here. Sorry, I try to avoid getting too much of the story. Oh, this is the case with the mom that sent the kid to the boyfriend for disciplinary reasons. Oh my God. I think I flashed the story about a week or so, or when? Sorry. Oof. Okay. Male energy. I mean, okay. I recall the case now, beg your pardon. I recall the case now. This was the mom drove so many 150 miles, I believe, if I recall, or all the way to a boyfriend to give a 3-year-old disciplinary action. Alrighty then. So now that's quite interesting because when I mentioned foul play 14.5, and I'm just cropping in the thumbnail. Where is it? February 22nd, 2024. February 22nd outcome. That 32.5 on its own is a problem, but the 14.5 is a lie. Hold on. How did this story go? She took him to the gentleman for disciplinary action, and then he disappeared on the 20th. I think he's part of the alibi. Because in my opinion, she would have then driven with Elijah in the vehicle as a deceased child. Oof, I'm going to have to validate that. Just give me 1 sec here. That's a big statement, beg your pardon. That's just my OCD is kicking in because I need to complete the thumbnail before I continue. So she used the drive to and the reason why he needed to go. I mean, come on, who goes to... All right, so this issue of disciplining a 3-year-old, we know in China there's extreme cases. I've seen a documentary where kids get sent to camps, these brats. But I mean, we're talking teenagers, adolescents, not toddlers, who can barely even... Can a toddler spell their name at this age? Sorry, I've never raised a kid at that age. Oh my God, I'm sorry, I'm locked into his eyes. What an amazing kid. And completely reminds me of Quentin. I'm just typing his name at the top here, Elijah. Oh, this is cases with kids. Woo. So a terrible thing. All right, I beg your pardon, so I need to continue. This woman, let me rephrase. I think that's just my temperament adding some, my Italian flair adding some element. We are all human. All right, I'm getting there. I'm just doing a final touch on his color lighting on the picture. There we go. Right, back to the numbers. I'm going to need to find out when she actually drove to this person to establish whether I'm on the right track or not. Mom. Okay, so I'm just picking the first link at the top. The heading is from People magazine. Mom of missing boy 3 sent him to boyfriend for disciplinary reasons before disappearance. So what I'm trying to establish now is when did she actually drop him off? Just to confirm. I'm sure you have the answer. Oh, so the mother was arrested, hey? And she's 31, so that's a 4. You know, it was last seen around, okay, so last seen then, yes. Sorry, I'm just scouring over this. Yeah, that whole story about her sending him to some boyfriend. I mean, God, who does that? They're conducting searches in landfills and local rivers. Unfortunately, I believe it's landfills. It's not water. Let's just go back to the numbers. I did look from the perspective of where, and the 22-4 on February the 20th alerts me landfill. The 3 times or twice, the second time was on the reading, when I started this reading, the word landfill on 22-4. There's definitely no, I wouldn't say water at all. You know, you get that impression, and sorry, I'm going a little bit jibbered while we're here. The mother of Madeline gives the sad old story, life is tough, and she's very humble and very meek and mild. But I suspect she might be the wicked witch on steroids behind closed doors, very jealous of her daughter. Is what I'm picking up. Jealous of her daughter. There are people like that. That's why mother, daughter, father, son, or father, daughter, mother, son, let's say on the extreme, conflicts throughout their life. And you would find that the kids' numbers reflect the parents' numbers. So the parents are actually fighting with themselves, if you like. Which means, if we go to the next level, and that is the parent themselves have not resolved their own issues. I mean, why would you be jealous of your kid if your kid is happy or prospering or doing well or is the leading whatever? How could anyone be envious of that? And yet there are people that are. Parenting, it's not easy. So the one partner I was with, she had a son. We were together for 7 years. Was it 7 years? Yeah, 7 years. The next relationship, my partner had a daughter, and we were together, the 3 of us, for 6 years, although the daughter would stay mainly with the girlfriend's parents or foster parents. Long story. And raising kids ain't easy at all. Elijah. So, Mark, the question is obviously, are we going to find him? My problem with that is, I suspect what they ended up doing with him. I don't believe she would have done it. I believe she would have driven there with his body intact. And then something else happened afterwards, and then they moved him into the landfill. So unfortunately, I don't suspect they will find him intact. Yeah, it's confirmed, when I mentioned that on February the 22nd, that 32.5, I'm just checking before. That 32.5 is a horrible outcome. We have the menacing 21.3 on the scene as well. And we first see 21.3 February 19th. Kidnap, binding, torture, that kind of thing. More on the binding side than the torture. So which means then the mother technically would be the initial impact here. And I see I'm just thinking February 16, 7. Oh, there we go. Beg your pardon for the noise on the mic. I'm just so you will see the time traveler version. I'm just adding the 16th. I believe 16th could have been the impact day. So on the 16th, we got that 18.9 in the day. That's troublesome, of course. 16.7. Okay, so let me just refocus here. Elijah Vu with the focus on the mom and the event. Oh gosh, I just saw an image of mom feeling disgusted, holding a knife though, I must say, while the boyfriend continues. She stops and feels completely disgusted, of course, visually of what they're doing. So that would have been, and that's what I was referring to by that 32.5. Oh, I've just been drawn to his picture again in my thumbnail section on the left side here. Obviously, this is a PowerPoint presentation, nothing fancy-wancy. What a lovely face, man. it felt like he pulled my nose. Oh. So the other impression that I was getting, and then I saw the visual, so she was definitely part of the process of removing Elijah off his property, I believe, off his property. But I was trying to see before, and the impression that I got, I believe she went through this is going to sound bizarre, she went through a process of, okay, I'm going to do it today. And then she doesn't. Okay, I'm going to do it now. And then she doesn't. Okay, I'm going to do it tomorrow. And then she doesn't. And then she just snaps. You know what I mean? Crazy. You know, unfortunately with Quentin as well, and I stand to be corrected, but I don't believe, the last I read, they never quite found him. So, yeah, shocking. All right, I think that's where I'm going to leave it. I'm now just getting all these slides in sequence. Or let's stay recording, maybe a latent message comes in. I'm just doing the backgrounds to the charts, etc. And I'm using the previous episode, Madeline Soto. Do you notice her eyes? So, of course, there's a number of pictures of her, but the one that's in my video, she has amazing big eyes. And I find that very interesting in people from a, let's say, spiritual point of view, right? Open eyes. That they're fully present and aware in their life. Very much part of life. And unfortunately, you do get, and I've had private clients as well as in my own experiences, that parents resent their children sometimes because the parents, for example, now we're going back a few generations, might not have enjoyed the freedoms women have today. For example, women born in the 60s, or let's say rather women married in the 60s, do you know what I mean? Versus their daughters now being married in the 90s and the 2000s. The change in society is dramatic. So of course, when women, I'm just saying a recent case, feels that her daughter is far exceeding her expectations or enjoying a better life than she did when she was married, and instead of being happy for her and also enjoying the spill-on effects, or you know what I mean. So the mother should also enjoy what the daughter's enjoying, ultimately. Yet the mother might feel disgruntled because she couldn't have it. So unfortunately, these are the relationships and the situations we need to contend with and analyze ourselves. And, you know, it's always good to make sure things are in line with yourself. All right, so I think I'm gonna leave the reading here. There was definitely, it's like a double murder. I believe he was very likely deceased by the time he even got to this guy. I don't know. Just what's been said in the media about timelines, something's ajar here, but I can confirm I did get an image of her mom, of his mother feeling disgusted while getting rid of her son. My God. All right. Let me know what your comments and thoughts are. And stay safe and stay alert. There's too many of these cases, man.